Hi, my name is Franz Hartmann. I'm the Executive Director of the Toronto Environmental Alliance. Welcome to our newly renovated website. For 20 years, Torontonians have been coming to T to answer the question, what can you do to act locally to help build a green Toronto? Before I take you on a tour of our new website, I want to tell you a quick story about what can happen when people act locally. Back in the late 1980s, when T was just a brand new organization, a bunch of parents went to a park one day with their children and they were playing. Well, along comes this truck and it starts spraying. Well, what it was spraying was actually pesticides. The pesticides eventually came, carried by the wind over and landed on the parents and the kids. And the parents knew enough about pesticides to know that this was no good, so they just left. But one mother decided she was going to do more than simply walk away. She was going to act locally. She went to the brand new T and said, I want to set up a pesticide caucus. And she got together with a whole bunch of other parents and they set up a caucus and they started working on getting rid of pesticides in Toronto. Their first victory came a few years later when they convinced the City of Toronto to stop spraying pesticides on public parks. And then in 2003, they convinced the city to pass a bylaw to ban the cosmetic use of pesticides across the city on private property. This is what happens when you can act locally. Now for a tour of our website. You'll notice on the right side a whole Act Locally section. This section has a bunch of icons about things that you can do to help us act locally to build a green Toronto. For example, if you press the Take Action icon, it'll take you to a page where you can learn about what you can do to help us act locally. Or you can hit the subscribe icon and to subscribe to one of our many e-bulletins. These e-bulletins will give you specific information about an ongoing campaign and about what we're doing and what you can do to help us to help build a greener Toronto. Also, up top you can see a campaign icon. Click that on and you'll get to a whole page of campaigns. Click any one of those and you can get a whole bunch of information on the campaigns we're working on, reports, news releases, and of course what you can do to help us act locally. This video is going to change pretty regularly. We're going to have people, our staff and others, tell you about important campaign updates and about things that you can do to help us act locally. Well, that's it. Thanks for coming to our website. Spend a bit of time looking around and come back. Together we can, of course, build a green Toronto.